China and Russia have been strengthening their ties in recent years, especially in the face of Western sanctions and pressure. They have aligned their diplomatic interests on regional and global issues, such as Central Asia, North Korea, Iran, Syria, and climate change, and have challenged the US-led order through forums like the SCO and BRICS. One of the main areas of cooperation between China and Russia is Central Asia, where they share a common interest in maintaining stability and security. China is a major investor and trade partner for the 5 former Soviet republics of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan. Russia considers them as part of its sphere of influence and provides military and political support. China and Russia have coordinated their policies through the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SCO, a regional bloc that also includes India and Pakistan. The SCO focuses on combating terrorism, extremism, and separatism, as well as promoting economic and cultural cooperation. Another issue that brings China and Russia closer is North Korea. Both countries are neighbors of the isolated regime and have a stake in preventing a nuclear war or a humanitarian crisis on the Korean Peninsula. China and Russia have supported diplomatic efforts to denuclearize North Korea and have opposed unilateral sanctions or military actions by the US. They have also advocated for dialogue and engagement with Pyongyang, as well as providing humanitarian aid and economic assistance. Iran is another country that China and Russia have common interests in. Both countries are signatories of the 2015 nuclear deal that aimed to limit Iran's nuclear activities in exchange for sanctions relief. China and Russia have opposed the U.S. withdrawal from the deal in 2018 and have tried to salvage it by working with other parties. China is also a major buyer of Iranian oil and gas, while Russia has sold weapons and nuclear technology to Iran. Both countries have also supported Iran's role in regional affairs, such as in Syria and Iraq. Syria is another example of how China and Russia have aligned their diplomatic interests on a global issue. Both countries have backed the regime of Bashar al-Assad against the opposition forces and the US-led coalition. They have vetoed several resolutions at the UN Security Council that sought to condemn or sanction Assad for human rights violations or chemical weapons use. They have also provided military, economic, and humanitarian aid to Syria. China and Russia have argued that only a political solution can end the conflict and that foreign intervention should respect Syria's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Climate change is another issue that China and Russia have cooperated on. Both countries are among the world's largest emitters of greenhouse gases and face serious environmental challenges. They have pledged to implement the Paris Agreement on climate change and to reduce their carbon emissions, but they have also supported multilateral efforts to address global warming, such as through the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC, and the G. China and Russia have also invested in renewable energy sources, such as solar, wind, hydro, and nuclear power. Finally, China and Russia have challenged the US-led order through forums like BRICS, which also includes Brazil, India, and South Africa. BRICS is a platform for emerging economies to coordinate their policies on trade, finance, development, security, and governance. BRICS has established its own institutions, such as the New Development Bank, NDB, and the Contingent Reserve Arrangement, CRA, to provide alternative sources of funding and support for its members. BRICS has also advocated for a more democratic and multipolar world order that respects diversity and sovereignty. In conclusion, China and Russia have aligned their diplomatic interests on regional and global issues, such as Central Asia, North Korea, Iran, Syria, and climate change, and have challenged the US-led order through forums like the SCO and BRICS. They have done so by expanding their trade and defense ties, supporting each other on issues concerning their core interests, coordinating their positions at multilateral arenas, consolidating their energy cooperation, creating new growth points, promoting multipolarization, consolidating the international order based on international law, responding to challenges associated with increased turbulence in the international arena, jointly resisting illegitimate sanctions from the collective West, etc.,